All right, here we are. Today, my only cooking show ever, we're making guacamole. So, I make a lot. I double this recipe. So, just if you're just a few people or whatever, you just know that you can just make half of what I say. But what I say is going to make a pretty big batch for like a party. So, I got 4 Roma tomatoes that I will seed, most of an onion. Probably 4 cloves of garlic. I have 1 full lime. These are really little for some reason, so I'm going to call 2 1. And then I'm going to use 2 peppers, mostly seeded. I'll leave a little bit of seeds in there. And then a bunch of cilantro. So, and the avocados, of course. So, so one of the main things I do is I like a lot of cilantro, and a lot of lime, and a lot of salt. And so that all that juice can make the consistency really runny. So that was an issue for a while. But don't worry, I'll show you how to get that out of there later. And so I'm just gonna start chopping up the ingredients. Basically, I will put all of the ingredients in here and chop them up really finely. That's the way we like it. And so I'll make this completely separate, and then I'll mash up some guacamole, and then I will add this mixture to it. The guacamole, or the avocado does not stay fresh long. This, you could make this ahead of time, put it in the fridge, and actually that's actually not a bad way to do it, because then the flavors can really stew and marinate. But then the avocado you want fresh. So, all right, I'm gonna start cutting stuff up and throwing it in there. So I'm pretty lazy in cutting my tomatoes. I just cut the ends off, Roma tomatoes, and then I'll like jump in here with the knife, and then I will literally just cut the middle and all the seeds out. And so basically, it's basically just like the tomato rind that I'm throwing in there, and I don't use the seeds in that center juicy part or the ends. I love red onions. I love the flavor. Actually, I don't even like guacamole. I make it for my beautiful wife. It's one of her favorites, so that's why I perfected it. But in general, I like red onions a lot more than any other onion. And I just get really lazy when I cut this, because I really don't need a whole big giant onion in there. So I will literally just cut the peel off. I'll cut out the middle. Because I really, like I said, I don't need a full onion, so I'll just take the best parts. Here we go with the garlic. Man, that onion really got to me. So I like garlic a lot. I should have got these ready like everything else, but I can't stop crying. Oh gosh. Oh. All right, so I've got a handful of cloves here. Oh. That was a really strong onion, everybody. That's gonna be some great flavor, I'll bet. Oh. So you can mince the onion. Just use I keep saying onion. Are you recording? All right, so just use fresh garlic. Don't get the stuff in the cans, just get everything fresh. You gotta get cilantro, you gotta get avocados anyway, so just pick up garlic while you're there. And so you can mince it. I basically just smash it to get the wrapper off it easily, and it's going in the food processor anyway, so I don't have to, you don't have to do much more to it, just smash the wrapper off it and throw it in there. I will probably do, I don't know, at least 4 cloves. I love cilantro. It smells so good. So I know the stems are okay, but I usually just stick to the leaves, especially because I'm putting I'm using more than I need, so I don't have to use, if you have 2, then I would just use the top little bushy part of the leaves. I don't even worry about the stems. It's a waste, I know. All right, we're getting close. Now I need lime juice, pepper, so these are the little guys. So usually I would do 2 full limes or 1 full lime for the half a recipe or the normal. So basically I need to do around 4 of these little things. And one of the problems I used to have is that the lime and cilantro, even the tomatoes, all that juicy stuff can really make for a really soupy, it turns your guac almost into salsa. And so that used to be like you'd have to choose. Do you want a thicker, chunkier guac, or do you want more of the flavors? And so now we'll strain some of the juice out later, but we'll start with it all in there. All right, I'm gonna do 2 peppers, and that actually is pretty good. I will take the seeds out, which is the spicier part. I'll be a little lazy with it, and I'll let some of the seeds stay in there, but not very many. That seems to be a pretty good mix. If you want your guac just completely mild, then leave them out. But my people like it this way. So I'll cut the end off. Trying to remember, I guess I quarter them. I'll quarter them and then I'll just cut that right off of there. And I'll get most of the seeds with that. We'll let a few of the seeds stay. And then I wash my hands before I touch my face. Or my eyes. That's the important part. All right, so most of the seeds there, I actually left 1/4. I don't know why. Like we didn't need it. All right, one of the key ingredients to really good guacamole is a lot of salt. So I'll start with kosher salt in the mixer here, food processor, and that says teaspoon or half a teaspoon for the half recipe. And actually that's heavy. That's probably more than that. And then I will add even more like finer salt later, just to I don't want to start with too much salt, but it's hard to put too much salt in guac. And then half a teaspoon of cumin, or for me here, a full teaspoon. But yeah, I'll bet that was more like 1 2/3 teaspoon of salt, and I will add more too. So it takes a lot of salt for really good guac. It's what the Mexican lady told me one time. All right, so I think we're good. I think that's everything. We'll dice this up. You want to get down in there? See the side? Close. And then I'll open it. After you release it, it comes up. Then you always have to push some of the junk down and redo it. At least you do in my food processor. Smells really good though. And then we'll give it one more shot here. It's getting it all mixed up really good. All right, so this is everything but the guac.
Avocados.
Avocados, my bad. Everything but the avocados. I think I was a little heavy on the cilantro, but it's fine. All right, and so this is the part that you actually could, I never do, but if you were all over it and had some time, you could make this up ahead of time, and I think that'd be fine. You just can't mash up the avocado ahead of time. So I'm gonna set this aside. And you can tell it's a really juicy mixture, so I'm gonna take some of that juice out later, but it's good for it to sit for a while. Just let all the flavors combine. Really smells strong. Okay, and then now, while those flavors are combining, I will start cutting these avocados up and mash them up and get ready. I actually have an avocado masher. So I like my avocados pretty ripe. Like if they're like pudding, that's probably too ripe and they might be yucky inside, but you should be able to dent them pretty good, in my experience. This one's very ripe. The seed is basically just falling right out. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this. I'm going to strain some of the liquid out. Not all of it, but some of it. We'll start with that. I can always take more out. There's still a lot of juice in there. You can dump it in that strainer, and it takes a little while for it to come out. So you can kind of gauge how much you want to take out. I might take a little more, actually. That's some of the flavor and stuff, but in my experience, it works good. So, this is the fun part. I don't know if any of the cameras can see this. So then you just decide how much of this and how much of the juice you want in here. And that's where my wife comes in handy here. She knows just how she likes it. And then I'll probably add some salt at this point too. Any idea? You think more? Usually I do most of it.
I think that consistency looks good.
Yeah. I think a little more of this.
I don't know. Just wait. Let's
Okay.
taste it.
All right.
I don't want to be on video.
Okay. You won't be.
Okay.
So this is when we test it for everything. Consistency, salt,
It could be saltier.
more salt, okay? What about
The
the
consistency's good.
little salsa mixture? Do you want more of that in there?
Not if it's going to affect the consistency too much.
It won't. But does it need more flavor? Like if it needs more flavor, I can put more of that in there.
You could put more flavor.
right.
Maybe a little more of that and a little more salt.
Okay, so pretty much
It's
I couldn't remember how many avocados I put in it, but if I would have done as, I should use up that whole mixture if I have enough avocados, which it looks like I do. So we'll try that. All right, ready? Mm-hmm. But a little more of this, right?
yeah, but it's
Okay.
really good.
Okay, we're gonna put a little more of that.
Okay, that's probably good. Just
All right, and then I'm gonna do just a little fine layer of salt. All right. So I think that's good. I think test it for salt one more time, but I think we're there. She says it's super good. So good luck with your own batches.